Hey everybody, and welcome to the last week of class. You are almost done. We are almost finished with this course. It is hard to believe, but I guess that is the nature of 5 weeks. You are almost there. You are almost there to give yourself a big round of applause. Summer classes are no joke. You are taking 13 weeks of material and compounding it into 5 weeks. There's pros and cons to that, right? The pro being you knock out that 13-week course in 5 weeks. The con being that's 13 weeks of worth in 5 weeks. And it's a writing intensive course. So I have been very proud and impressed with the majority of the work that I've been seeing, with your work ethic. This has been such a smooth process for me as the teacher in terms of you doing your work on time, in terms of you doing what's asked of you in the assignments. It's been a real pleasure to teach you this semester. I wish that I could meet you all. I feel like I know you somewhat from your introductions and just from your own writing and experiences. But it's been great getting to know you as virtually as we can here. I wanted to use the space today to talk about your final project. You've already turned in your 4 major projects, so your 2 Category 1 projects and 2 Category 2 projects. Those are the major projects. They are done. So the final work for this class is your portfolio, which is worth 10% of your final grade, and your self-analytical writing reflection, which is also worth 10% of your final grade. You'll notice that in the week 5 / portfolio, I think I call it portfolio resources, something like that, folder. It's the week 5 folder under course resources on Blackboard. I have posted the 2 assignment sheets there for the portfolio and for the self-analytical writing, and I've posted the rubric for both of those assignments as well. As I said, each of those assignments count 10% each, and I wanted to run through them a bit today just to be clear about things. That way you know what is being asked of you in the portfolio and the self-analytical. I've tried to be as straightforward and clear in the assignment sheet as possible, but I did want to unpack it and talk about it a little bit here in the video. So in this portfolio, what you're doing is you're choosing 2 projects to revise. You're choosing one of your Category 1 projects, so that would be Project 1 or Project 2, and you're choosing one of your Category 2 projects, so that would be Project 3 or Project 4. And you're going to make significant revisions to both of those projects. That is what your portfolio is, a revised Category 1 project and a revised Category 2 project. Now, in the assignment sheet, I have gone through some criteria of what could include revisions, what I mean by revisions, and also what revisions aren't, okay? So the one thing that I want to communicate very strongly is that revisions mean more than edits. So when you are selecting the projects that you are going to revise, your 1 Category 1 project and your 1 Category 2 project, you're doing more than just going through and making edits from my feedback. Okay? You might consider my feedback in the choice of project that you revise, but it's more than just edits. Okay? So I want you to not only don't choose your projects based on the grade you made, okay? Because you can revise a project that you earned a very high grade on, and you could also revise a project that you earned a lower grade on, okay? So doing revisions is more than just going through and editing, or more than just adding 1 or 2 sentences to an existing project. As I explained on the assignment sheet, some major ways in which students have revised in the past are genre changes, audience changes, or adding new material. So I want to go through some of those possibilities right now, okay? So if you choose to do a genre change, let's first think back to your 4 major projects. So with Project 1, you were doing a report. With Project 2, you were doing an essay. With Project 3, you were doing the annotated bibliography. And with Project 4, you had the choice of whatever genre you wanted to place that project in. Okay? So a genre change would mean changing the genre of one of those original projects to a different genre. So when we talk about genres, what I just listed right there, those are all types of genres. So when we think of writing genres, they can include essays, reports, presentations, whether those are PowerPoint presentations or Prezis. They can include letters, they can be articles, they can be blogs, websites. They can also be other types of form of multimedia as well, whether that is an audio podcast in which it would just be an audio file. It could be some type of YouTube video. It could be, I'm trying to think of others that students have done in the past. Those are the main genre changes that I have seen, okay? Those are all common forms of writing genres. And they are all forms, or types of genres, I should say. Types of genres that I think would work well for your various projects, okay? So some students choose to do genre changes for their revisions. So let's say you wanted to take Project 2, which was an essay, and turn it into a PowerPoint presentation. That would be a genre change. Let's say your Project 4, which was a Category 2 project, let's say for that one you decided to put it in the form, so it was a persuasive piece. Let's say you maybe first off did it as a letter, okay? A genre change could be changing it to a YouTube video, or a podcast, or a PowerPoint presentation. The options are endless when it comes to the genre change that you might make for that revision. When you think about these revisions, you want to think about how you can take an original project and somehow enhance it, okay? So changing the genre of a project would certainly count as a revision change. Another revision change could be adding more material or more research. So for your projects 1, 2, and 3, I gave you an expectation for the number of sources. Project 1, I asked for 4 sources, 3 authoritative, 1 popular. With Project 2, I asked for 3 sources. With Project 4, I asked that you have annotations from 8 to 10 sources. So one thing that you might do for a genre change, and this might be based on if there was a project from Project 1, 2, or 3. It could work for 4. It might be a little trickier for 4. But for Projects 1, 2, and 3, if there was a project that you really enjoyed working with, that you had additional material and research that you wanted to include, or think that there could be more research out there that you would want to find and include, adding more research and adding more material to an existing project, so adding more of your own writing to that existing project, would certainly count as a revision change as well. So that would be expanding your original project. It wouldn't be changing the genre per se. You probably would be keeping much of the original existing structure, but you would just be adding more content, okay? Adding more of your own research and your own writing to an existing project. So that would be adding research as a revision, okay? A third one that I think could work well is changing the audience. So for your projects 1 and 2, I gave you the defined audience that you should have. For projects 3 and 4, you had more choice for the genre that for the audience that you have. You could totally change the audience from whoever you originally intended it to be, or whoever you were given directions on it to be, to a different audience. And that would be changing how you deliver your message, the ways in which you present your information, maybe the organization of your writing, what you say. That would all count as a revision change as well, okay? Changing the audience. So genre, adding more writing or research, and audience, changing the audience. Those are 3 key ways in which you might make revisions. You don't have to make the same type of revision for each project. You could do a genre change for one, and you could do adding more content or research and writing for a different one. Okay, your main key is that you want to pick one Category 1 project, Project 1 or 2, and one Category 2 project, Project 3 or 4, and do one of those significant types of revisions on each of them. Okay. The video delay is starting to mess up again on this video. So what I'm going to do is, now that we've talked about the portfolio, I'm going to start a new video and we're going to talk about the self-analytical writing, and we're going to talk about submitting these projects. Okay, so I'll post that video after this one.